Yo, underdog of the underground, Krash Williams. Yeah, I just want to say a real thanks to everyone who has commented on these vlog videos. There are more on the way. So I just want to shout out to Super Bright, Ideo, Lancy. I want to shout out to Chris Dye, 635, Phil Murphy 8, and TV Music UK, and then a few others as well. I know that you may have came here for one thing, and that's not going to change, but a lot of it will be independent. So I'm really going to need your support, and I appreciate those who are locking in early. Venom is out now. Just a brief synopsis of it. So obviously I loved the character Venom as a kid. He's kind of an anti-hero, and the word venom in society can mean like a lot of different things. So it's kind of a play off both of them, you know, like venom can kind of consume us in society in different ways, like through relationships, through politics, through loads of different things, you know, just jealousy, envy, all these things we basically want sometimes can pour venom into us. So yeah, this one's like a bit more of an introspective one, but I've got loads of other songs up there as well. So once again, more to come. Famous last words, but we're going to make it happen. Anyways, on to what you came here for. Let's move on, shall we? Let's do Kiss. Okay, so that first bit, Kiss was born at a time when, you know, the monophonic ringtones, not polyphonic, the monophonic ringtones were the you know what I'm saying? They were popping. I didn't own one. I didn't have a phone at this point. But 98, in 98, Kiss was born. And yeah, the Nokia 3310, the brick phone, that was popping. I believe that was popping at that time. There was other phones, I'm sure, but yeah, the brick phone, which would probably be, you know, your trapper's favorite phone, because it's indestructible. It's stronger than a lot of relationships to this day. Do you know what I mean? You just charge that and then it's good to go for several weeks. Yeah, I wanted to do that. I wanted to put that there just to kind of give a nod to the classic feel of Kiss. And Kiss only had two logos. Kiss TV only had two logos. So I think the original logo was perfect to kind of have on a pixelated screen, like such as, a Nokia 3310. Obviously, I changed the branding on it because TV purposes and everything else, but it's supposed to be a nod to the 3310. Obviously, you can see that I changed where Nokia would be, put Kiss there. I just did the Kiss logo in a pixelated style with its birth date and its R.I.P. date. RIP. For those of you who've ever touched a Nokia phone, one of the most iconic games in life, I ain't even just talking about on Nokia, I'm talking about just in life, is Snake. Very, very simple game. Essentially, you're a snake and there is a dot that you have to eat. Let's call it an apple. You have to eat this apple, and then gradually the snake will get longer and longer. Pause. But yeah, it does its thing. And then you have to avoid basically biting yourself. And yeah, if you bite yourself, then you're dead. But yeah, with this, I used the text there. So there were certain buzzwords that we used throughout every one of these videos. We used like buzzwords in order to make it punch, you know, to just kind of bring it home, like this is the end of an era. And each brand, so each channel has a certain brand and a certain feel. You know, if we're talking about Kerrang, you know, Rock Will Never Die. We're talking about Kiss, this is the freshest beats, you know. Magic, thank you for the music. These are all things that are reminiscent of the music themselves, some of the lines that some of the people have used artist-wise. So yeah, it's dope. Yeah, also with the border as well, the border, you've kind of got you've got that smoky feel with the purple. I think it's kind of, I don't know. I think, yeah, Kiss has always been like purple in terms of its color palette. So I think, you know, it's very sexy. I think the smoke is quite sexy as well. It's smoke, you know, when we're thinking about smoke in this context, people like, you know, Snoop Dogg have made it super famous. And just chill. Like that's kind of what I think about when I think about Kiss. I don't think about high energy music. Sure, obviously there's certain hip hop music that is quite high energy, but overall it's a cool vibe. We're talking about R&B. We're talking about the popular side of black music of black origin, the popular side. You know what I'm saying?
Peace and harmony.
Okay, cool. So at the end here, we have the latest N board of Kiss TV, which is nice because it kind of goes from the old school one to the new school one, which makes sense, you know? But that little touch at the end there, the very, very little touch at the end there is when you can hear the DJ scratching, it pixelates. It pixelates almost back into what it started on, which, yeah, when we're talking about 98, when we're talking about the early noughties, stuff was still very pixelated on screen. And scratching as well is it's not a dying art, but it's definitely something that is slept on these days, you know? We have a lot of DJs that don't even know how to do that.
When the in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go with 4MUSIC.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up.
This one was probably one of the more straightforward ones until we get to the end. But yeah, I kept to the newer look of 4MUSIC. So it's still, you know, very, very polished. The M boards, if you've been watching 4MUSIC, they kind of have like these, it's almost like moving leveler boards. If you've ever looked at like a PA desk, it's kind of got that sort of feel, but super, super polished, and it moves very, very slowly and very smooth and very formulaic. Like, I feel like 4MUSIC is a very formulaic channel because, yeah, it's popular music. It's probably one of the most iconic music channels of to the 2000s. It's seen a lot of talent come through there in terms of presenters and in terms of just artistry, and of course, people behind the scenes like myself. But yeah, I'm gonna fast forward. So if we get to the end here, you'll see exactly what I've gone.
And most importantly, you, the viewers, for watching. From 4MUSIC, ciao, adios.
Besides the box, 4MUSIC had probably the most logo changes. And I loved that because when it came to creating these motion graphics, I was able to just do different stuff. You know what I mean? That was the fun of it. Like, I wanted to do bare different things. So yeah, I went from the logo melting to then it just forming almost like a Space Invaders vibe where it gets shot apart, and then once it gets shot apart, it rebuilds into this big, super polished entity. And yeah, I did like a modified version of the existing logo. Well, RIP, because it's not existing anymore, but yeah, of the last known logo. But yeah, it was like the Optimus Prime, you know what I mean? Like super mod is like the Megazord of 4MUSIC logo. And yeah, the reason why I did that was because the background's really dark, but it always has like this gleam, this like kind of this shine. And I wanted to just bring that across at the very end. But I just like the transition. This is probably one of my favorite transitions throughout all of the closing channel montages, is because, yeah, it's just fun. It's really fun, really, really slick. I think it's quite sophisticated. But yeah, just figuring out what to do with the word for and music every single time was the challenge here. And it's like, how are we going to make it fresh every single time, but still get to the point? Like, and I think that, yeah, I think I did a really good job on that one there. I've started a new business. So if you're watching this now, my business is alive. It's my new baby. You can check me out on crashwilliams.com or just any of my socials, really, if you're interested in checking out some of the stuff that I have available. Creative services galore. Some are here. Right. So,